iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, last night, I didn't see this coming. I wish I did. I'm very upset at myself. I really am. I benched Kenyon Drake, as many of you heard him on our radio show, because Ronas talked me into it. I'm blaming him. Yes, I'm blaming Adam Ronas. Of course, Ronas would say, look, it's your team, dude. You know, do we expect Drake to go off for 110 yards rushing and a touchdown and 42 yards and 52 yards receiving? No. I mean, not against the best run defense in the NFL. So I should have had Kenyon Drake. Kyler Murray was okay, not great. It got better. Scott Atkins called that one. 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm upset that I cut Jimmy Garoppolo in a league. I cut him in 2 leagues. I did. 317 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, he was like precision. So here's my takeaways from this. I love watching Matt Breida play. He is so much better than Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, did you see that drop he had on that surefire touchdown pass? I mean, literally terrible. Secondly, Emmanuel Sanders is awesome. He is such a good fit. That play where Jimmy G threw it and Sanders didn't just turned around, the ball was in his hands. How surgical was that? George Kittle's a beast, and I love me some Deebo Samuel. This team is good so long as the defense holds up. Kyle Shanahan, great play caller. It shows you the importance of play calling. You have good play calling, you win. You don't, you lose. Simple. Really is simple. For Arizona, the play calling wasn't great, and Kyler Murray wasn't great. Got to be quite honest with you. And Larry Fitzgerald, 4 for 38 is not great. Christian Kirk we knew was going to be a problem because he was going to get double covered. And can somebody on planet Earth, somebody please come down and tell me why Andy Isabella doesn't play more? I don't know. They need a speed threat in this offense. It would really help them a lot. Christian Kirk, slot receiver. Larry Fitzgerald, amazing receiver. But you need that deep threat. It keeps defenses honest. They need Isabella. Seriously, Cliff Kingsbury. I thought you were better than this. Don't tell me the guy doesn't know the routes. I'm sure he knows the routes. Here's the route. Run quickly, deep. I think he can figure that out. Really, I do. All right. Let's see what else I have for you before I get to the visionary plays of the week. I break it down. I'll break it down on the radio show as well. Okay, so let's see. Curtis Samuel held out of Friday's practice. Not good. O.J. Howard, absent again. Not playing. Peterson, optimistic. Deshaun Jackson will play. So am I. Adam Gase, not optimistic on Chris Herndon. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because I need him. And I'm going to have to go figure it out. I'm going to have to cut some guys because I have Herndon starting in a couple leagues. That's killing me. And for sure, I got to take him out in my DFS situations here. So, let's see what else we have. I told you O.J. Howard still not playing. D.D. Westbrook, very questionable. The good thing about D.D. Westbrook is that we're going to know. Right? We're going to know. Adam Thielen says he feels good, but he's not 100%. Cam Newton says, I'm not getting better. Ooh, that's not good. And that's bad, by the way, for DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. So that's an issue. All right, let's get to this week's games. Houston and Jacksonville. You're going to start Kenny Stills. Why are you going to do that? Recency bias. He was garbage last week. He performs this week. You're going to start Chris Conley. Okay? You're going to start those 2 guys. You're going to start DeAndre Hopkins because that's what you do. You're going to start DJ Chark. And you're going to start Gardner Minshew. And you're going to start Darren Fells. And you're going to start Deshaun Watson. Okay? And I wish that game, I have to look and see if there's a showdown on that one. I wish that was on the main slate in DFS. I'd be all in on it. Indianapolis and Pittsburgh, I just have a feeling this is a Jacoby Brissett week. Last week I told you it was a Marlon Mack week. I think Pittsburgh is going to shut Mack down, and Jacoby Brissett's going to have to win it. So I like Brissett. I like Jack Doyle. I have to see whether or not Eric Ebron's playing. Not sure. For Pittsburgh, what's up with Benny Snell is out, and what's up with James Conner? I may love Jalen Samuels this week. I don't know yet. I like him now. I may love him. I like Deontay Johnson this week. Washington at Buffalo. I think this is a Devin Singletary week. Frank Gore stinks. Let's stop the madness, Sean McDermott, and let's get Devin Singletary 20 carries. We need this now. I do like Josh Allen this week. I do like John Brown this week, so long as the weather's good. I don't love Cole Beasley this week. For Washington, if Dwayne Haskins starts, you start the Bills defense. You go all in on the Bills defense. It may be the best start of the week. Dwayne Haskins may channel his inner Nathan Peterman. That's how bad it could be. All right, Tennessee at Carolina. I mean, look, they're going to lean on Christian McCaffrey. If Curtis Samuel can't play, it's going to be a little Jarius Wright. That might be interesting too. I don't really like Jarius Wright, but I like a guy who's going to play. And right now, Curtis Samuel doesn't look like he's going to play. I'm not calling him out right now, but I'm saying it doesn't look good. Right? If he's not practicing Friday, that's usually not a good sign. Right? Not a good sign. For Tennessee, I don't love anybody on Tennessee. I do like Derrick Henry a little bit. Tannehill is fine. Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith. I don't know. I just play Tannehill, but just don't trust Tannehill. Got it? All right, the Jets in Miami. For the Jets, you're starting Sam Darnold. You're starting Le'Veon Bell. I like Robbie Anderson to make a play. I do. For Miami, I like Mark Walton. I like Preston Williams. I think those guys are interesting to me. Miami's not winning. We know that. But they may keep it close. But I think Adam Gase is going to do what he can. But Sam Darnold needs Chris Herndon. He does. He likes him. All right, Chicago at Philadelphia. Look, I'm going to discuss this more in the radio program. Deshaun Jackson's return is so important for this team. So important for this team. I think it's a big win for them. I like Alshon Jeffrey. I like Jordan Howard in a revenge narrative. Love the revenge narrative there. I don't love Ertz this week. For Chicago, I like Mitch Trubisky. I can't believe those words came out of my mouth. I want to puke now. Trubisky. Sorry, my bad. I like Allen Robinson. I like Anthony Miller. All right, for Minnesota against Kansas City, love Stephon Diggs. Love Dalvin Cook. Like Adam Thielen. Hope he plays. Doesn't matter if he doesn't play. Stephon Diggs will be great. Like Kirk Cousins. Very confident right now. Big game for Kirk Cousins. Can he go on the road and win this one? This is a winnable game for Minnesota. Will they win it? We'll have to see. For Kansas City, I expect Matt Moore to play once again. I like Tyreek Hill. I don't know whether Xavier Rhodes is so great. I like Tyreek Hill. I like Sammy Watkins a little bit. Remember what Marvin Jones did to the number 2 Trey Waynes. Maybe this is a Sammy Watkins week. I'm just throwing that out there for you. It's not a Damian Williams week. Everybody, you want to cut him. I think I'm okay with that now. Detroit against Oakland, I like Carr, I like Jacobs, I like Tyrell Williams, I like Darren Waller, I like Hunter Renfrow. Man, that's pretty much everybody. For Detroit, I like Galladay, Stafford, Amendola. I'm in on those guys. I like Hawkinson as well. I think this is going to be a highest scoring game. I know a lot of people disagree with that. I don't. I think this game is high scoring. Tampa Bay at Seattle, Russell Wilson. Don't love Chris Carson. Tampa Bay, good run defense. Means they're going to throw the ball. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, maybe a little Jacob Hollister as well. Just throwing that one out there for you. He's a risk. Risk it for the biscuit. For Tampa Bay, let me tell you something about Jameis Winston. Just when you want to poo-poo on him, he has a good week. I think he has a good week this week. I do. He may make some mistakes, but I think he has a good week. I like him. And I like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I do, and I would play them. All right, Green Bay against the Chargers. The Chargers can't stop anybody rushing the ball. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, use them liberally in your lineups. I don't love Devontae Adams this week, but I like him, and I like Aaron Rodgers, but I really think the running game happens this week. For the Chargers, it's hard to like Mike Williams because Jair Alexander's a good cover guy, but I really like Hunter Henry. I think Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith love to rush. Blake Martinez is interested in tackling the running back. I think that Hunter Henry has a lot of room over the middle, and I love him this week. I can't wait to start him anywhere I can. I really am a big fan. All right, Cleveland and Denver. I don't expect much from Baker Mayfield this week. He's having problems with Odell Beckham Jr., but I'll say this. Denver didn't respect the Colts passing game last week, so they went all in on stopping Marlon Mack. If Denver goes in to stop Nick Chubb, Beckham and Landry are going to beat him. If you stop Beckham and Landry, Chubb's going to beat him. But Nick Chubb is better than Marlon Mack. Nick Chubb has gears that other people haven't seen. I like Nick Chubb. I'm playing him with no problem. No problem with Nick Chubb. For Denver and Brandon Allen, I don't want anybody, including Cortland Sutton. I don't feel good about it. Maybe Phillip Lindsay, maybe Royce Freeman. They'll hand the ball off more. Finally, New England against Baltimore, what should be a terrific game. I'm interested to seeing how Mark Andrews plays. He was awful the last game, and New England is really good against opposing tight ends. Will Andrews step up? Will they spy on Lamar Jackson? What about the chink in their armor last week with the run defense? Does Mark Ingram step up? I'm interested in these things. I want to. This is a very intriguing game to me. For New England, how does Sony Michel do? Is this a James White week? Marlon Humphrey is really good. Who's he going to take? Who's he going to play? Sanu? Because I don't think Marlon Humphrey is going to stop Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman's in the slot. That's a tough one. So I think New England could lose this week. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying they could. Okay? But right now, what you need to do is go through, make sure you're happy, look at your lineups, make the smart plays. If you have questions, you go to fulltimefantasy.com, right? You go into the member forums, and Sean Childs and myself will get back to you, all right? And do what we can to help you win your fantasy football leagues, okay? By the way, very excited. I don't know if you guys saw, we hired Corey Parson, the fantasy exec. Good to see him with full time. And another guy's coming up, a guy named Jamie Eisner, who knows a whole lot too. You'll be hearing Jamie on the radio show as well. He's a great guy and a very good fantasy football player. So a lot of exciting things happening at Full Time Fantasy. And if you're not a member, please go there, fulltimefantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO50, and we'll get you 50% off your first 2 months. We'll try to take you to a fantasy football championship because that's what we do. We want to get you to win your leagues, and one day, maybe you'll be my rich friend. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance card, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.